Welcome. My name is Mark Corbeil. I'm going to be your instructor for this course, Lone Star College, North Harris, Calculus 2413, Section 150102. We're going to start this course January 17th and finish on May 14th. So this is an online class. My main contact is going to be the email that you see right here, mjcorbeil@lonestar.edu. If we're going to talk online, the best way to do that is via WebEx. My WebEx address is written right here, lonestarwebex.com, meet M. Corbeil. If you need to contact me, you could use either the email or the Ask My Teacher in WebAssign, which I'll talk about in a minute. So again, this is a math course, Math 2413, Calculus 1. It's a 4-credit semester hour course. The prerequisite is pre-calculus and some college level readiness in reading and writing. It's all online. The main two components we're going to be using for this course are going to be D2L, and the web address for that is here. That's where your syllabus and student grades are going to be located. And then WebAssign is where you're going to see most of your homework and online assessments. The third component for assessments will be via email. Again, I'll talk about that a little later. So most of your stuff is in D2L, which is hosted by Lone Star College, and WebAssign, which is the product that our book is located at. The book is going to be Calculus, the 12th edition, Larson and Edwards, 2018. This is a Cengage product, I guess. The best way to get the book and to get going on that is to go to this website, which is on your syllabus. The syllabus is, you can download it and link it at D2L, webassign.net. Click on the class key, which is right here. Copy that over, and it'll give you options to purchase the book. There are multiple options to purchase the book online through WebAssign. You can purchase a single semester version of this, but if you're going to do more than one class, Cal 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, you can purchase the multiple semester version of this. It's only I think $20 more, and it's a better purchase than having to purchase it again. I think the basic purchase is somewhere around for direct purchase online is about $111. If you want to purchase this through our bookstore, you're welcome to do that. That is probably going to be a single semester purchase, and it is also a little more expensive through the bookstore. So I kind of suggest you go through the direct online purchase at WebAssign. Calculators, you are able to use calculators, scientific or graphing calculators. I'll use them when I'm doing some of the demonstrations and stuff like that. So I'll be supporting a TI-84 mostly. TI-83 is fine, any of those models. You just can't use a computer algebra system, a CAS system. That would be like the TI-92 or TI-89. Those aren't really allowed. Other things you could use is Desmos and some other graphing programs. But again, when you're doing your tests, you should be limiting yourself to a TI-84 at most. The course is about the basic techniques of differential integral calculus, applications. We're going to emphasize limits, continuity, derivatives, algebraic, trigonomic, natural exponential, natural logarithmic functions, applications, curve sketching, optimization, related rates, fundamental theorem of calculus, Riemann sums, and the area between two curves. That's basically the main purpose of the course. Get you ready for Cal 2, which is going to be a continuation, and Cal 3, which will be the third continuation of calculus. Major outcomes are listed here. I'm not going to read them out. But basically it's a repeat of what we did. We're going to go from limits all the way through area between two curves using integration. So that sort of thing. The general course outline, or if you want the week by week topics, are here. So you can see we're going to start with limits graphically, numerically, on through differentiation, derivatives, and then extrema, optimization, antiderivatives, logs, exponents, area between curves. You can see how we're going to progress over the 16 weeks until the final exam on May 10th. Now, one of the things you'll note, I said 16 weeks, it's actually 15 weeks. Week 9 is a spring break, but I've kind of included it so it doesn't mess up our calendar. So we actually are going to be working for 15 weeks. I don't have anything particularly assigned for the spring break, although you can either get ahead by a week or just take the spring break, either way. The evaluation is pretty simple. Basically, we have homework, tests, and the final exam. So the homework is pretty clear. The homework is going to be in my WebAssign. It'll be problems that are very similar to the test problems. So it's really to your advantage. In fact, to move through the homework, you need to have a success of 70% as you go through each homework. That's not entirely hard to do, so it's just kind of an encouragement for you to work through that. The homework grade will simply be an average of all the homework assignments. I may, in the end, drop a lowest grade or two of the homework assignments, but that's just to get your grade up higher. To move through from one homework to the next and to be able to do the test 1, you'll need a 70% on each homework before that test, corresponding to the test 1, 3, and 4. Notice test 2 is not listed in there. Test 2 is going to be a little different. It's not going to be in WebAssign. I'll talk about that in a minute. So that's your homework grade, 20% of the final grade. 55% of your final grade, so big half of your final grade, is going to be the tests. There'll be 4 tests along the semester. That's 3 out of 4 count for the total of 55%. So you're going to get 1 as a lower grade, 1 as a practice, or however you want to look at that. So there will be 3 tests that will be available online in WebAssign according to the dates due. You can look at WebAssign and see that. So those 3 tests will be very similar, almost to the T of what the homework questions are going to look like. They're in the WebAssign environment, so they you take the test and you get feedback immediately. Test 2 is going to be a little different. Test 2 and the final exam are both paper-based, so these assessments will be emailed to you. So once you're ready for them, you email me on that due date for the test, or maybe a couple days before. I send you out the tests, and you print the test out. You write on the test. You write full answers, show all your work, all of that. Then you scan that into PDF, and you send that back to me. So it's a slightly different way of doing the assessment, but that way you get to write all of your work and show all your work, and it's really a practice for the final exam, because the final exam is going to be the same way. Don't send multiple files, don't send photos, just make the files got to be a PDF. So if you've got to come to the college to scan that, or you need to go somewhere else to scan that work or whatever, make sure you put that into your planning time so that doesn't come to me late. You need to be able to complete that test 2 before the due date that's going to be listed in the calendar. And you can see back in the calendar, the test 2 is going to be due on the 3/4, so March 4th, before the break. Let's get back to here. So that's the 4 tests. The final exam is going to be similar to the test. It'll be on Tuesday, May 9th. So the final exam is a cumulative examination. It covers all of the course, where the tests are chapter specific. So test 3 will be on the chapters that are associated with test 3, and test 4 are the chapters associated with test 4. But the final exam will be given on Tuesday, May 9th. It's going to be cumulative. It's going to cover all of the chapters of the book. So it'll kind of make a big, wide sweep through the course. You need to achieve a grade of 50% or better on the final exam to get a grade of A, B, or C. Otherwise, the grade will be D or, God forbid, F. There's no makeup exam, so that's the way that's going to happen. There are also no makeup tests, and there's no makeup homeworks. They're due by the due date. They're available there. So it's whatever grade you get is the grade you get by the due date, and that'll be it. Academic integrity. Okay, so we said the graphing calculator is permitted during the test and the final exam. You need to arrange for a quiet and controlled space in either case. Tests should be completed by the student alone without using references or assistance. So, you don't use it using a program or anything like that. You do it on your own. Kind of use the honor system. Um, we may have at my discretion, we may initiate an alternative proctor test environment. So I may decide to do that and force a proctor test using WebEx or some kind of similar program. This will require sharing the full desktop, audio, video of the student's test environment. A lockdown browser may also be required at my discretion. This will be recorded, prepared to show a picture identification on camera, by the way, for those online tests. It'll probably could be in WebEx, it could be in lockdown browser, it could be anything. Upon request, an in-person assessment will be available at North Harris campus. That is 2700 WW Thorne at our campus. So if you need to do that, you're welcome to do that. What else? Let's see. If you have any questions about our policies, syllabus policies, information on FERPA, Title IX, academic integrity, academic appeals, ADAs, emergency procedures, concealed and carry, which really doesn't apply to us, but for the campus it does. Let's see, math syllabus information. You can also find that at the North Harris Math Syllabus Information and Resources. You might be able to find the course resources, some tutoring that we have, and that's available also online. Videos, full-time faculty and adjunct faculty contacts, and other links and other things that you can get from that. You can also use these scan me's to go there directly or otherwise. So that's basically the syllabus. In the end, to the point, most of our stuff is going to take place in WebAssign, which is going to look like this to you. So it's going to look like your homepage here at WebAssign. Your course is going to be listed here. You'll see my name, Mark Corbeil, on the right, Lone Star College, North Harris. That's how you know you're supposed to be in. You'll see some notices about assignments. Course hasn't started yet, but it will be here. All of your assignments due, communications, your grades will be posted down here. So you can see that kind of thing and any kind of announcements. As far as D2L is going to look like this for you. Welcome to Math 2413-1501 Calculus Online. So you'll see this in the content area of your course. So when you hit content, you'll see where the course starts with the syllabus, and right under here will be this video, which I'm going to link to you as well, but you'll be able to do that as well. And there'll be some practice tests that are already linked up here, some practice tests down here, videos by section. So these are going to be the tangent line problem is going to be the first one. You can look through those. All of those are listed for all of the sections that we have. This is really one of our main video persons that we're going to be using is Professor Leonard. He does a really good set of videos, but I also have listed a lot of the videos myself. So the videos are going to kind of go back and forth between what Professor Leonard has given us and what I'm doing particularly for our course. Anytime you have something that you don't like, either from myself or even Professor Leonard, you can easily go to YouTube and find, 3 or 4 other dozen videos on almost the same topic. And we do have a link here. I've listed a link to the math department, which has a bunch of other videos. So if you go to the math department, we have a ton of videos. There should be open in another window. Here we go. So we have all the calculus videos. And these are mostly done by Alan Turnell, Ryan Bratz, 2 instructors with us. So there's all kinds of review videos, logs, basic functions. I think there should be, this is mostly going to be definition of the limit, derivative rules. So there is a lot of stuff there, and there's a lot of different instructors and stuff put there by different instructors at Lone Star. So you'll be able to go through all that and see some kind of stuff there if you want. So there's a lot of stuff to go through to be ready for this class. Basically, You want to know where you get your grades. So to review, you're going to want to get into WebAssign as soon as you can. Start working and looking at the book. When you do work on WebAssign, I recommend that you watch the video for the section first. Open the book in WebAssign. It's an electronic book. You can probably order a calculus book as well if you want in hard copy. Um, Most people don't find it necessary, but some people do like the hard copy. And in fact, if you were to order, let's say, the 10th version, the 10th edition of this book, you probably can get it for 20, 25 bucks as a hard copy. And it doesn't really differ very much from the 12th edition, except for page numbers and a few small things. So if you really want a hard copy of this book, I would order a earlier edition, like a 10th edition, and you'd be able to get it dirt cheap. But you should look at the section in the book and look over the examples in there, and then look over some of the work problems, and that'll be helpful. And then you approach or attack the homework questions in WebAssign. To do it the other way around, to just try to learn from the homework sections in the WebAssign, that's going to take you a long time. It's very time consuming and it's not as worthwhile. Preparing for the tests, like I said, there's practice tests that I've given you, but all the tests are going to be kind of based on the same kind of structure and questions that you find in WebAssign, because the tests 1, 3, and 4 are structured through WebAssign. So these tests have the same kind of question structure. Test 2 will be more of a on paper kind of thing, and there's a practice test for that as well. And so you'll be able to get the practice pen and paper stuff with test 2, because ultimately your final exam will be pen and paper. So it'll be the same kind of thing. You print out the final, you do the questions on the final, you show all your work, and then you scan that back to me, and then I'll mark it and get your grades back to you. So pretty quick with the grades. Usually the turnaround, depending, well, with the 3 tests online, the turnaround is almost immediate. For test 2, it'll take a day or two, and for the final, it'll take a day or two. So you get pretty good feedback pretty quickly. What we're going to do and how fast we're going to go is set up basically by the week chart here, so you can see that. You could also see that when you go to WebAssign. So WebAssign is ultimately going to look like, to show you the schedule here. There. So you're going to see a schedule of classes. It's going to look something like this. So we'll start with limits. You'll be able to see, here's the class schedule. It looks a little different. You'll be able to see it like this by week. So week 1, you'll have limits, and then week 2, you'll have 3 to do, and then week 4, I also have 3 to do, and then week 5. So you basically have 1, 2, or 3, depending on how busy we are. So I would get a start on it as soon as you get the first week starts on the Tuesday. So most of the due dates are Saturday of the week, as you notice, at 11:50 p.m. So that's the due date that is easiest set. So we set that date for Saturday. Sunday is kind of you got to start your next week. So kind of recommend you get things done early on. So the Sunday of the very first week, you should be working on this week 2 material, and on and on. That kind of gets you a step ahead. You're actually a week ahead when you do that. You can see the tests are here in the week schedule. So in week 5, is it week 5? Week 6 somewhere. Trying to find the test. It should be there. There we go. Week 4, it's right there in the test. So February 5th will be your first test. And you can see that's available right there, and that sort of thing. It's locked, so to get into the test, remember you need to get 70% on all the assignments before that test. Okay, so you can work ahead. You can even do the test early on, so that's not a problem. I'm going to offer a WebEx in the first week, so if anybody has any direct questions or just wants to say hi, we'll do that as well. That's usually the Tuesday night of the week that I'll be doing that. So probably on a regular Tuesday night each week, I'll be offering you a WebEx. That's all for now. Welcome to the course and get at it.